Hi! In one of the daily experience videos, I talk about this embrace of God that can include and involve everything. And it was such a good message that I was like trying to process. I'm still trying to process it. And I felt like maybe I should let Jesus say it to you instead of me explaining how I process it. It might be valuable too, but it's way much better for you if you hear it personally. So I try to let this message flow through me now. You can get comfortable wherever you are. You can shut the door or make a calm environment to yourself so that you can receive what I'm saying. My embrace can take it all. It can include everything, everything about you. All of your emotions, all of your twisted thinking, all of your bad memories, all the impossible life situations. Everything can be eaten up by my presence. You don't have to pretend that you're okay if you're not. You don't have to pretend that you are better off than you are. There are so many people who think that they have to fix those thoughts and feelings and life situations and behaviors before they can come to me. And others think that they can come to me with their issues, but it's all about like me fixing those things. And the point of us meeting is that I fix things. And sometimes they are not ready to get things fixed, so they don't come to me. But I don't have this main agenda about you to make you perfect, make you a perfect employee in my kingdom as soon as possible. I'm not a boot camp. My kingdom is not a boot camp. It's a loving family with parents who are accepting and compassionate all the time. It's not about making you better as soon as possible. Of course, I'm all about restoring you and healing you, but it's not the point of meeting you. Like, I love being with you because I love being with you. And I don't care how fast things get fixed or whether they get fixed at all. I love being with you because it's so much fun for me. Sometimes people are afraid of coming to me because they think I want to make things happen with them. Like, they should get over that bad behavior as soon as possible. They should get over their forgiveness issues, their emotional things, their trauma. I'm not hurting anything. Stop believing that you are late. That you are behind your schedule. You're not. You are right where you are. And I know that you couldn't be anywhere else. If you had more wisdom, then you had more wisdom. If you had more experience, then you had more experience. But I'm not expecting you to pretend you have the experience and wisdom and revelation that you will have like 10 years later. When a child learns to walk, they fall over and over again. And it's not a mistake, it's not a failure, they are not a disappointment, they are not bad children. They are just where they are at this point. And it is the most perfect, most healthy thing for them, because they are just learning how to walk. I am fully aware that you are just learning how to live with me, how to live life with me. And you fall and you try, and it's not a proof that you are a wrong follower of me, that you don't love me enough, that you're a mistake and you missed it again. That kind of voices is not my voice, it's the voice of the accuser. This is not how I motivate people. This is not the voice of a loving father. I'm laughing with you when you fall. And even if you think it's a serious fall and you start to cry, I'm lifting you up and telling you that it's all fine. It's all part of the learning process. So many people think that if I'm that loving and that accepting and compassionate, then people won't grow and won't learn and won't leave the hurtful things behind. And it's so far from the truth. I am the first one to show you that now you are able to walk, you don't have to climb on the floor. I'm the first one to show you that you are ready to do something when you are ready to do it. It's just like I don't motivate with the sense of burden and performance. It's just not my kingdom. As I said, it's not a boot camp. It's not getting results as fast as possible. It's a loving family where everyone is just about loving you and loving you and loving you, no matter how slow the certain processes are in your life, how much you are not making progress recently. This is not the mindset I have about you. This is the mindset you have about you. And this is what is getting destroyed right now. This is not how my kingdom thinks. It's a loving family with a compassionate, kind and gentle mother and father and siblings and aunties and neighbors who are all obsessed with loving on you and loving everything out of you that is not meant to be there, and loving you until all the things that are originally created into you will come to the surface and will be manifested. So take your time. You are at the perfect state. You are just learning, and we all know that. It's only you who doesn't know it and who punishes themselves. It's not like that at all. If you hear anything that says you are late, you should really put things together, you should really try harder. It is not enough what you have put down on the table. It's really time to try harder. This is not my voice. This is not how I motivate. I'm very good at motivating people, and these voices are not my voice. It's the voice of your mind, it's the voice of the accuser, and you are completely free to disregard it. Actually, the reason why I'm talking to you this way is to make that voice impossible in your head. So, my presence is so thick and tangible and overwhelming and strong and contagious. Is that you don't have to protect it. It's not like you bring your mess and you spoil our relationship, you spoil our time together. You can bring anything to it. It's like you sit down. Let me tell you something practical. You sit down for just 10 minutes, and at the beginning, you acknowledge that this is all happening in the presence of God. And then you let anything that comes up come up. And you might be overwhelmed, you might be sad, I don't know what things will happen. You might completely forget that it was all about like spending time with me. But after a while, I'm gonna remember you that this all has happened in my presence. All those thoughts, all those speculation, all those anxieties, they all took place in my nearness. It's not about making yourself better in any sense, or more healed, or more restored, or more emotionally healthy. It's about you opening up yourself to me. By knowing that the very thing that is going on is not contrary to my presence, it's not spoiling it. That everything that you are going through is very welcome in my presence. That my embrace can make all those things merge into itself. So you're free to have whatever you have. And know that even those things are not against the presence of God, that I'm not impatient about them, and I'm not like with this frown on my face, like, oh, here you are again with the same issue. Then I'm like, okay, you're gonna fail like a couple of times. This is how you learn walking. It's all fine. Let my embrace include everything about you. Let me envelop you. Just know that I am there. Every thought and every state is a prayer. You just tell me what you are going through. All those confused thoughts that you have before you fall asleep, it's you telling me what's going on. And I'm listening. And I'm happy. And I thank you that you share those with me. And I know that these are prayers. Maybe you don't know these are prayers, but I know. Everything you do and think and feel is a way we are communing. And maybe the enemy tries to convince you that this is something that is working against our relationship. This is something that stands between us, that this is something that should be dealt with. No, everything is an expression of how close we are to each other. So you can basically use any thought, any feeling, any life situation, any impossible or twisted thing to remind yourself that this is still not something that makes me farther away from the presence of God. And you can stop at every crazy thought and realize that, oh, even that is something that is welcomed by the divine embrace. You can make yourself realize in every situation that it is not far away from my presence, it's actually an expression of my presence. And when you realize that, the fight is over. There is no struggle anymore, because you don't have to fight anything, you don't have to hide, you don't have to get over, you don't have to heal yourself as soon as possible, you don't have to make anything happen ever again. And it's such a freedom. The fight is over, and you realize that you are where you have always been, right in the center of my presence. I love you. Amen.